learn something new. This activity will cover how to create and update a table of contents. Any book has a table of contents or TOC listing all the chapters, sections, and their corresponding page numbers. You can easily find out the page number of a chapter or section and read the content. In the same way, a long Word document like a yearly report or research paper would also need a TOC to help you locate the relevant content. Before you create a TOC, you have to apply styles to different content types such as paragraphs, headings, or subheadings. A table of content or TOC will only include content for which a style has been defined. You can apply a heading style by using different styles from the Styles group under the Home tab. You need to apply styles for all content types. In this document, the style has already been applied to different headings and paragraphs. Now, let's insert the TOC. Place your cursor at the required location, that is, at the start of the document. Go to the Reference tab and then click the Table of Contents down arrow. Select the built-in style. Here you go. The TOC for your document is ready. Now you can format this TOC to suit your needs. For example, here we will change the font color to white so it will match the style of the rest of the document. Now you can go to any part of the document by following the TOC. When you place the cursor over the TOC, you can see a tip. Follow the tip and press and hold the Control key from the keyboard. Then click the heading. Word takes you to the related content. Isn't this interesting? Word also gives you the option to manually create a TOC by using the Manual Table option from the Table of Contents menu. You can view additional TOC styles using More Tables of Contents from Office.com. For a specific style, use Custom Table of Contents. To update the TOC for any new changes, use Update Table. Use Add Text to include a heading in the TOC. To remove the TOC, use Remove Table of Contents. This sums up the Table of Contents group. Here is a rundown on what you have learned. Creating and updating a table of contents. Let's see what you will be learning today. You will explore use of footnotes and endnotes. Footnotes and endnotes are used to explain or give reference to a text that you have included in your document. They provide additional information related to the text in the document. So, let's go ahead and add a footnote in the document. Place the cursor where you want to add the footnote and click Insert Footnote from the Footnotes group. A reference mark is inserted and the cursor jumps to the bottom of the page. Now, type the footnote text. In the same way, you can insert an endnote using Insert Endnote. Did you know that footnotes appear at the end of the corresponding page, but endnotes appear at the end of the document, that is, on the last page of the document? To navigate through different footnotes, click the Next Footnote down arrow and use Next Footnote or Previous Footnote. Use Next Endnote or Previous Endnote to navigate through different endnotes. Show Notes enable you to jump to footnotes or endnotes in your document. For additional settings for footnotes and endnotes, click the arrow in the corner of the group. The footnote and endnote dialog box appears. Use it to insert footnotes and endnotes and make changes related to location, layout, and format. For now, click Cancel to close the dialog box. So, what if you change your mind and want to delete the footnote? Simply select and then delete the reference mark for the footnote. This will also delete the text at the bottom of the page. This completes the footnotes group. To sum up, take a look at what you learned in this activity. Using footnotes and endnotes. In this activity, you will learn about the research group. You will see how to use the Smart Lookup tool. Now, let's have a look at the research group. Smart Lookup under the research group is used to get more information about the selected text, its definitions, or history. It is also used to explore a word or phrase. Select a word or phrase and click Smart Lookup. The Explore and Define feature will open. In the Explore window, you will see details of the selected word or phrase. Click on Define to read about its definition. Here is a rundown on what you have learned. Using the Smart Lookup tool. Let's see what you will be learning today. You will explore adding source references using the citation and bibliography group. Whenever you write a research paper or any kind of report, you do look for relevant information from different sources. These sources could be a book, an article, or a website. When you add information from any of these sources, you have to include them in your document. So, how do you do this? First, from the Citations and Bibliography group, select the style using this drop-down. Place the cursor where you want to insert the citation. Next, click the Insert Citation down arrow and then select Add New Source. Enter the relevant details and click OK. The citation is inserted. In the same way, you can insert more citations. Imagine if you had to manually enter all the citations in a specified format, it would be so time-taking. Use Manage Sources to copy, edit, preview, delete, or add a new source. Now, you might want to list all the sources for quick reference. What do? Simply click Bibliography and select a built-in style. Now, you can see the list of all citations used in the document. To manually insert the list, use Insert Bibliography from the menu. You can save this by using Save Selection to the Bibliography gallery. Bingo! You have made great progress. You should be able to use the Citation and Bibliography group. In this activity, you will learn about the captions group in Word. You will see how to add captions to tables and figures, most of the textbooks have figures and tables. For your understanding, each figure has a label, that is, a short text and a number. When such labels are added in a Word document, they are known as captions. Let us add a caption to this table. Place the cursor at the required location and click Insert Caption. In the caption window, select the label that best describes the table. If the list does not provide the correct label, use New Label. If you want to specify a numbering style other than the default style, use numbering. Type the required text after the label in the caption box. Click OK. Let's say you want to use this figure again towards the end of the document without inserting it again. Word allows you to do so. Place the cursor at the required location and click Cross-Reference. In the Cross-Reference window, select the reference type, select the information to be inserted in the document, and then select the item to be referred to. Click Insert and then click Close. You can see the text is added. If you press and hold the Control key from the keyboard and then click the text, Word will take you to the figure caption placed at the beginning of the document. Your document may have many other objects. You can cross-reference any of these objects and save time. Isn't this great? Remember, for cross-referencing, an object with its caption should be included in advance. You want to remove the cross-reference? Simply select this text and press the Delete key from the keyboard. What happens when your document has lots of tables and objects and you want to quickly access these without scrolling through the document? Don't worry. The Insert Table of Figures option allows you to list all objects with their captions and page numbers for quick reference. Let us see how. Click Insert Table of Figures. In the window, retain the default settings and click OK. You can see the list of figures is inserted here. To update the table of figures, use Update Table. Here is a rundown on what you have learned. Adding captions, using cross-references, and inserting a table of figures. Let's see what you will be learning today. You will explore using mark entry to create an index and inserting an index in a document. Sometimes, for a very long document, you might want to list down a few important words with their corresponding page numbers for quick reference. Such a list in Word is called an index. To create an index, you first need to mark the words or index entries. Select the word and click Mark Entry. In the dialog box, retain the default settings and then click Mark to mark a single occurrence or Mark All to mark all occurrences of the selected word. Here, click Mark and then click Close. In the same way, these words have already been marked. Now, to insert the list or index of all the marked words or index entries, place the cursor here and click Insert Index. In the dialog box, retain the default settings and then click OK. The list of all the marked words is displayed and the index is ready for reference. If you marked another word and want to include it in the existing index, use Update Index. Let us revise what you have learned. You should be able to mark entries for an index and insert an index. In this activity, you will learn how to create a table of authorities in Word. Once you finish, you should be able to mark citations in a document and use the table of authorities group. A table of authorities lists the references in a document along with their page numbers. To create a table of authorities, you need to mark different citations in a document. For this, click Mark Citations. In the Mark Citations dialog box, you can type the text and choose the relevant category. Use Mark or Mark All to mark single citation or multiple citations. To find the next citation in the document, use Next Citation. Click Cancel to close the dialog box. Once all the citations are marked, click Insert Table of Authorities. In the window, use Mark Citations to mark new citations. Use Modify to modify the table style. For now, click Cancel to close the dialog box. Here is a rundown on what you have learned. Marking citations in a document and inserting a table of authorities.
Dheeraj's mother prepares and sells sweets at nearby locations. She packs them in containers. Many of them are unaware of who is making and selling the sweets, as people can only see the delivery man at the time of buying. Most of them buy those sweets due to recommendations from friends and family. Dheeraj decides to help his mother in creating an identity by attaching labels to the packed containers. Let's see what labels are and how he makes them. Once you finish this activity, you will be able to understand the importance of labels, distinguish between the different kinds of labels, identify the materials used to print a label, discover tools to create labels, create a label using Microsoft Word. What are labels? A label is a piece of paper, plastic film, cloth, metal, or other material fixed to a product or the product container. It has printed information about the product in the form of text, icons, or graphics. Information printed directly on the container is also considered labeling. For example, garment companies attach labels to clothes that have information about the cloth's material, size, and the company that made them. A label can be permanent or temporary. It can also be in the form of stickers. Labels are used for providing information, warning, maximum retail price or MRP, usage instructions, and more. Why do you need labels? Labeling is important because it promotes the sale of the product by attracting the customer's attention. It gives the customer a reason to buy the product. It displays messages such as 20% off or save rupees 15 or free gift inside. Labels provide information about products and their contents. Indian tea companies mention various ingredients on their labels that provide immunity. Labels also help in the identification of the same kind of products from different brands. For example, you can choose a bar of dark chocolate from various available brands. Labels are used in the classification of products according to different categories. In markets, you will find face washing products for dry skin, oily skin, or normal skin. All of them meet the needs of different customers. Labels should be in strict accordance with the law. You might have seen that the labels on the fruit juice bottles or soda cans always mention the ingredient with highest value at the top. For example, this juice bottle has more sugar than any other ingredients it has. So, it is important to mention the correct quantities of all the ingredients in the product label that are used in the formation of a product. What are the different kinds of labels? There are different kinds of labels like nameplates, bag tags, product labels, and more. They can broadly be put under three main categories. These are 1. Brand label. Brand labels are labels that have only the brand name of the product on them. They do not provide any other information. They may be removable or non-removable. 2. Grade label. Grade labels describe the features or different aspects of a product. They also highlight the quality or grade of the product. Example, hallmark. 3. Descriptive label. Descriptive labels provide detailed information about the product, such as ingredients used to make the product and the steps to follow for using the product. They also display different uses of the product, care to be taken while using the product, date of manufacturing, MRP, and more. Which materials are used to print a label? There are various materials and kinds of paper on which a label can be printed. A very common type of paper or sticker for labels has a shiny gloss finish. It is great for people who work on a tight budget. There is vellum, which is a type of non-glossy paper. It is perfect for mass production of labels. Vellum is often used for printing barcodes. Vinyl is a non-paper, plastic-based label. It is more long-lasting than paper labels and is resistant to extreme temperatures. Labels can be permanent, like the ones on glass bottles. They can also be removable, like stickers on fruits or vegetables in a supermarket. Which tools are used to create labels? Labels can be made by using Microsoft Office, Office 365, Google Docs, Canva, Adobe Spark. You can also use online websites like Vistaprint, Smile Labels, or Avery. How can you create a label using Microsoft Word? Now that you know what labels are, let's start creating one. Launch the Microsoft Word application from the Windows Start menu. You can either use a template or create it all by yourself. We are not using a template here. Click on the blank document to open a new document. It is a good practice to save the document first, so go to File, Save or Save As, Browse. Choose the appropriate location to save your file. Change the file name and click Save. Your document is saved successfully. Let's go back to the document. Insert a shape for the label. For this, click Insert, Shapes, Rectangle. Draw the rectangle on the page. Adjust it accordingly by entering values manually in the size bars. Insert the required image by clicking Insert, Pictures. Select the desired picture from your computer. Then click Insert. you'll see that the image has been inserted into the document. Click on the rectangle. Go to the Format tab, Shape Fill. Select No Fill to remove its color. Click on the image. Click the Layout Options button, then click the Behind Text button. Adjust the image into the rectangle accordingly. Go to Insert, Text Box, Draw Text Box. Enter text into it. Similarly, draw other text boxes and enter texts into them. For the first text box, select the text and format it accordingly. Go to the second text box. Format the text. Then go to the Format tab, Shape Fill, No Fill. Select the text and go to the Home tab, Line Spacing, Remove Space After Paragraph option. The text looks properly spaced now. Select this shape, go to the Format tab, Shape Outline, No Outline. Go to the first text box, click Shape Fill, No Fill. Then click Shape Outline, No Outline. Select the text, go to the Home tab, Line Spacing, Remove Space After Paragraph option. Similarly, edit the other texts as well. Resize, reposition, and format all the text boxes with their texts suitably. Edit the title text in such a way that it looks attractive. We will also change the text color by going to the Font Color option, More Colors, and then enter suitable color values in the custom window. Click OK. Similarly, change the color of the other text. We will go to Insert, Shapes, Line to insert a line at the required position. Go to Shape Outline and select the appropriate color for your line. Change the line weight by clicking Shape Outline, Weight, and select a suitable line weight. Go to Insert, Pictures. Select the required image from your computer and click Insert. Click the Layout Options button and select the suitable option. Position the image suitably and resize it. Now we will insert icons. Go to Insert, Icons. Select a suitable icon and click Insert. For the icon, click the Layout Options button and select the suitable option. Resize and reposition the icon. Click Graphics Fill, More Fill Colors, and select a suitable color by entering the required color values in the custom window. Now go to the Insert tab, Get Add-ins. Enter barcode and QR code in the search bar and click on the search icon. Scroll down to see the various available add-ins. Select the one that you want by clicking on the Add button. Then click Continue. And then insert the barcode into the document. Let's reposition the title text suitably. We are also adding other texts as required. Click Save. Go to File, Print to see how the label looks. Since it looks great, let's proceed further. Click Export, create PDF or XPS. Save it in the appropriate folder in PDF format. Click Publish. Wow! Your label is ready to be printed. Here is a recap of what you have learned so far. Understanding the importance of labels. Distinguishing between the different kinds of labels. Identifying the materials used to print a label. Discovering tools to create labels. Creating a label using Microsoft Word. Dheeraj has printed all the labels that he will require for his mother's business. His mother pastes them on the containers. Now, Both Dheeraj and his mother are ready to increase the sales of the sweets. Let's wish them. Friends, you might have learned about the human body in your classes. The body organs and parts that we are generally taught about are the heart, stomach, skeleton, or kidneys. Our body does not have just these organs. There are a lot more. So, do you want to learn about your own body more? If you are not sure where to start from, don't worry. I will help you out. What if I say that you have an atlas to study the entire human anatomy? Yes, Anatomy Learning is a mobile application that will help you to study all the human anatomy concepts. Firstly, let me tell you what anatomy is. Anatomy is the study of the body structures of living beings, which requires separating or dissecting those structures. You can browse through various categories in this app by using the second icon at the left side of your screen. You will find categories such as bones, cartilages and joints, nervous system, respiratory system, and more. Some of these frames are marked with a lock icon. This indicates that you have to pay for those frames to view them. You can choose any frame of your choice to study by tapping on it. After tapping on a frame, you will find subcategories, that is, a set of new frames. Now, you can tap on any frame. Then, you will find the 3D structure of the selected body part or parts. After looking at the figure in your mobile, you are sure to get confused. This is because you might be unable to identify the different body parts that are shown. For this, you can tap at any part of the figure to know what that particular part is called. The name of the part will be displayed on tapping. You can move, increase or decrease the size or rotate the 3D structure as per your wish. Wow! Isn't this amazing? Friends, anatomy involves dissection. But how do you do that in this app? Well, you can see that knife-like button at the bottom right of your screen. Yes. So, this button is for dissecting a particular body part. Doesn't this make you feel that you are dissecting something in real? Yes, it does. You can see that Anatomy Learning contains everything about human anatomy. It's just like the Atlas book that you have for geography, right? Raj lives in a joint family. At times, it is difficult for him to practice his thumbs amidst all the noise. Well, he's in luck. With the Study Music app, he can listen to the tunes from various tracks and do his work in peace. Study Music will not only improve his concentration, but will also boost his memory. Are you someone like Raj? Then, all you have to do is install the app and start listening to several music tracks while working. You will notice that there are numerous musical tracks just after you open the app. Tap on Memory Booster to begin. This music track is so soothing. For every tune played, you can choose from background sounds like alpha waves, rain, thunder, and so on. And it gets better. You can even adjust the volume of these background sounds according to your comfort by tapping on the sound adjustment feature. Setting yourself a target in your studies? Well, you can easily set a timer by tapping on the clock icon. This helps you to break down your work into time intervals while taking short periods of break. If you tap on the timer, you can choose from the options that range from 5 minutes to 2 hours depending on your need. You'll also find different categories of music like read, study, focus, memorize, and more. Isn't it a really cool way to focus better on your work? Now Raj can practice as many sums as he likes in peace. So, what are you waiting for? Boost your productivity with the Study Music app and see the results yourself.
Us Indians speak more than one language by default. Hindi is one of the widely spoken languages in India. On an average, a person speaks his or her mother tongue, Hindi, and English. English is a business language in India. Many a times it happens that we need to learn a language. We need to increase our proficiency of the language. We need to learn a language so good that we are able to write flawlessly as well as speak fluently. Now, language learning is a very tedious task, but thankfully there are apps which help you to learn a new language or to rather learn a second language with ease. In this session, we are going to study about an app called as Duolingo. There are a lot of similar apps like Duolingo. There is one app called as Busuu which you can explore on your free time. Let us see what we can do using Duolingo. Duolingo means two languages. Let us start Duolingo. When you start Duolingo, you will have to register using your email ID so that your progress is tracked. You can choose from various languages that there are. We will go with the language English, and this English is for Hindi speakers, so that the two languages which we'll be using to learn English are English as well as Hindi. So we'll click on English. Clicking on English will change the app's interface to Hindi. You can think about the number of minutes that you want to invest in learning English, and you can click the appropriate option. It asks you whether you know some basic amount of English or are you completely a beginner when it comes to English. You can choose the appropriate option, and after this it starts your language training right away. So we'll click on this icon to start the training.
Hello and bye.
Now, as we know English, we know what does hello and bye mean. So we will just click on Namaste or Alvida. Then we'll click here to check whether we are right. As we are right, it gives us the right feedback, and then we can move ahead.
The dog eats its dinner.
So this is how through small exercises you can daily learn English for 5 minutes.
Learning the R and U keys. Now that we have practiced typing the keys in the home row, it's time to branch out a bit and learn some additional keys. You will notice that the keys on the top row are positioned slightly to the left of their lower counterparts. This is done on purpose to account for the curvature of your fingers. Let us look at the R key and the U key. The left index finger is used to type R and the right index finger is used for U. Fingers are first placed at their starting positions. Let's type R and then type U. Let's press space and then type R and U again. And once again, and once more. Now on the next line, let's interchange the letters. So it's enter, then U, R, and then a space, and then some more U and R's with spaces in between. It's important to remember that as soon as finger is used to type a key, it should return to its home row key so it's ready to type the next letter. Wherever it may be, it's also important that the other fingers are not being used, should remain in their home row position. This may be a bit difficult at first, but try your best. Keeping the other fingers at rest will become easier with practice and time. Typing tips. Check your hands. Hands should slant at the same angle as the keyboard. Do not let your wrists become lazy and rest against the desk or keyboard. Check your fingers. Strike each key with the pad of your fingers, not your fingernails.